Hi guys, so this video is about Sunshine Shoulders scam by Manila taxi driver. So one of my viewer alert me to Sunshine Shoulder video. I think this was his last video in the Philippines. The title of the video was "My Last Day in the Philippines Was Worst Days." It was my worst days. So I'm really sorry to hear that because it's not fun. I mean, if you heard somebody get scammed by the taxi driver, by the tricycle driver, it's no fun. I mean, and it's kind of embarrassing for the Philippines. So this is my reaction. Let me go. I write down some note here. He was saying that he was very tired. He was on a 48 hours journey by boat. I think from his location in Zamboanga, I believe, to Manila. So when he arrived, he was just very tired, and he just want to get to his hotel. Or I think it's a Airbnb in Ermita, and then yeah, so he called the taxi, or he saw the taxi, and then he said, "Can you take me there?" And he from the probably the pier station to the Airbnb is only like 2 kilometer, and the taxi said 500 peso. And Calvin said, "Oh, wow, that's too much." But he didn't argue with the taxi driver, because he just wanna, I can understand that. I've been traveling myself, so when you are tired, you just sometimes you just say, "To heck," you just want to get, what you want to go get rest, right? So I can understand that part. So he doesn't want to nitpicking with the prices. So, and then he kind of agreed with the 500 peso, and then they took his luggage, put it in the trunk. So now you feel like you're hostage right there by the taxi. And then he was just sat there and waiting, and then don't know what's going on, and then find out that the driver was trying to pick up more passenger. So there's a couple of red flag. I just want to warn the foreigner. There's a couple of red flag here. First of all, don't negotiate with the taxi driver. The taxi driver's supposed to put the meter down, and they're supposed to go by the meter. If they don't put the meter down, that's illegal in the Philippines, or in Manila. That's why my understanding. So that's number one. That's one red flag. And then the second red flag was when he was still waiting for other passenger. So you don't do that. You already negotiated the price, and then why is he still waiting for passenger? I mean, if I was in that point, I would have say, "Hey, driver, let's go. We already agreed with the price. If you're gonna pick up more passenger, I'm not gonna pay you 500 peso." But then, having said that, because I'm a local, I can argue with the taxi driver, but not for a foreigner, or maybe even you're expat. But even though you lived there for many years, but you're still an expat. It's a total different. I mean, you could argue with them if you want to, but I would not advise that to foreigners. So that's number two red flag right there. He's still waiting, and then once he got two more passenger, and then the taxi driver decided, maybe it's depend on the location. He took the other passenger and then drop off Sunshine Shoulder last to his Airbnb, and then when time to paying, the driver said 500 because that's what they agree upon. And of course, at that time, I believe that Calvin was trying to negotiate this time, because hey, you know what, you pick up two more passengers, so I'm not going to be paying you 500. He has a good argument there, but the taxi driver said no, no, no. Okay, for about 400. So just to make it long story short, he does, because of his condition, he was just like one go get to the Airbnb and rest. So he just gave in instead of fighting, because he think his only cost maybe like maybe under 200 peso. So why argue the extra 200 peso if you thinking of still want to come back to the Philippines and you don't want to cause the trouble? I think that's a very very smart move on Calvin. So I have to compliment him on that one, on that part. So and then the other things is when they will try to first of all you can see he's a foreigner, right? And then second is the location. The location is in Ermita. I'm not saying Ermita is bad, but that from what I understand, in Ermita is like a red light district. So they know most of the people going there are foreigners, and they want to have fun, right? So that's also another thing for the taxi driver try to scam you with more money. And I was just going checking on to see what are the taxi rate in Manila, and I come to one of the site. It was telling me that it should be. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, right here I was checking on this. This website just to give people idea. You see, it's called the Taxigator, and then this one is like starting from 3 kilometer. It's about 83 peso and 20 cents. So up to like a 10 kilometer. 10 kilometer is 156.80 peso, right? 156. Let's just say 150. So if the Airbnb is only like about 2 miles, it should not be more than 100, right? But anyway, so the taxi driver got 400. That's a scam. That's obvious. It's very obvious that's a scam. So next time just to remind foreigners, always make sure the taxi put the meter down. If he didn't want to put the meter down, and if he start to tell you negotiate for the price, get out. Don't get in. I mean, not to get in. Don't get into the taxi. Don't give him your luggage. Find another taxi, right? That's the best move. Also, by the way, one other thing, because since he has a couple of luggage, I don't know how many luggage, but since you're luggage, and then you also, he put it in a trunk, he's already thinking, the driver was thinking, he's in control right now. He's control of you. So just keep all this in mind. If I would suggest a foreigner, once you see that first of all, I would not negotiate for the fixed price, right? That's the first. And then second, let's say you okay with the price. Let's just say, and then he's still waiting for more passenger. At that time, I will get out and then say, get your luggage out of the trunk, and then start finding another one. That's the good time to get out at that time. But then in his situation again, we're talking about the man is just fatigued. He's just too much going on maybe in his mind right at that time, so he just want to go and rest. So the taxi got away with couple of hundred peso more plus the other two passenger, right? And then he was saying that he has a meetup with some subscriber, and then they went out for a walk and to have some dinner, and after that he was going home. So he called a tricycle. This time it's a tricycle. Maybe he got bad experience with the taxi. Doesn't want to call taxi anymore. So he called it a tricycle driver. A tricycle driver here is on a picture right there. The driver with a bike and then a side cart, very tiny, small, probably even smaller for a foreigner size, right? Because those side cart are made for Filipino, and then they kind of agree with I think the price for 100 peso, and then. Calvin was saying that the driver doesn't seem to know where he's going. He's just going around and around. So that is also one thing. That's the way of trying to get more money is that they're gonna, if they know you're a foreigner or if you don't know the place, they will try to circle you around. To make it seems pretty far. I don't think that it's not that the driver doesn't know where he's going, but he's playing game now. It's same thing with the taxi driver. If you don't know the area, it could be just around the corner, but he will go take you to the mountain and take you around for a tour. Even you didn't ask for, and then he want more money. So this is the same thing. I think what the tricycle was doing to increase his price was to take you around, and then he has to show his like probably Google Map just to make sure say just go there, right? And he also noticed that the driver was probably into something. Maybe he's high because he was like a bully, just like the taxi driver, like a bully. And I know when this type of people, this type of scammer, that's what they do. They know you're a tourist or you're expat or you're a foreigner, and they know you're not from Manila. That's what they try to do, is to bully you. They pretend to be very angry, or they pretend or something, so. And then instead of 100 peso, he wants 200 peso this time, and he was trying to create a scene. And again, I have to compliment Calvin again. Thinking for better is just to, what is another 100 peso? I mean, that's like $2, and then as he was saying that he still want to come back to the Philippines, so why risk that? And you could end up, of course, he probably could beat this tricycle driver, but is it worth it? The question is it worth it? If you are a foreigner, try to stay away from those altercation, even though sometimes it's just so hard. I keep, one of my favorite songs was Kenny Rogers, Coward of the County, right? Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man, right? We all, but when you are in a different country, just kind of avoid that. That's just my advice. I did upload, the incidents when a foreigner was fighting with the Filipino, and some of the foreigner were upset with me. They think why I'm trying to advise foreigner that he was wrong, that the foreigner was wrong. I'm going to say this again. That foreigner was wrong. Doesn't matter. I already know that it's probably initiated by the Filipino driver, the jeepney driver, because I know how they drive. I know how they drive, and they're not disciplined. No matter how they're going to provoke you, you need to keep your cool as a foreigner. You need to keep your cool. If you cannot keep your cool, you better not drive. Maybe just hire somebody, or ask your girlfriend or spouse, teach them how to drive, and maybe let them drive. Not for you to get involved with something like that. For you to get involved in altercation, it's not really good, especially if you are on a tourist visa. Think about that. So, long story short, he decided just to give in to these two bully, the taxi driver and the tricycle. So the my advice is just just to know before. I usually, for me, when I'm traveling, I usually try to Google, try to get more information about these things, like how you gonna deal with the taxi driver doesn't want to put the meter down. So I mean, I have seen even not only foreigner, even a Filipino. You can watch on YouTube. There's a lot of Filipino get. Some of them are OFW, and then that's the same thing they do. This scammer. Once a scammer, they're always a scammer. Doesn't matter. Sometimes doesn't matter if you're a foreigner or you are a local. Or OFW. They don't care as long they can get more money. That's what they're thinking. Because why? Again, I have to say, because it's bahala na. As we always said, always heard, the terms is bahala na. They're living for today. If they can, scam more money, is for today. And if they got locked up for tomorrow, bahala na. Whatever will be, will be. That's the mentality sometimes. So just be very careful, folks out there. Manila is not. It's not that bad. Don't like Calvin was saying. Don't get disappointed with the taxi or the tricycle, because they are known to do this thing. They are known, to take advantage of tourists. So just maybe next time just get a Grab or something, or Uber. I think Philippines has Uber now. Get a Grab, and then and Uber. At least who you're dealing with. And also, when you go into the taxi, right, the first thing you do is look at the on the right hand side, on the passenger seat, there is their ID. And then just look at the ID, and then if you can snapshot the ID, so if in case a problem arise, you got their identity. So I think that's what I would do. I would, when I get in, snapshot the taxi driver ID right away. And even some suggest that you also should take a photo of the license. The car license, so I think those are just in case you enter into a problem. Anyway, let me know your thought on this video. Thank you again for watching. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. Bye bye.